into a cocoon. Somewhat correct, but almost there. With the butterfly, here on this package, we have the different stages of a butterfly as well as a moth. There's a difference. As a butterfly, there are girl butterflies, which we call female, and there's also male butterflies. I know the males probably figure, I don't want to be a butterfly because they're cute, they're pretty, but there are males. They have to have males in order to create more butterflies. It's called the mating season, how, butterflies make babies. So men, boys, they can also be beautiful, they can be handsome. We'll say handsome, we're not going to say beautiful today, but there is stages in becoming a butterfly. Now the difference with the butterfly, as you mentioned, butterflies do not make cocoons. Did you know that? We grew up always saying a butterfly makes a cocoon, but it's the moth that makes a cocoon, not the butterfly. So today we're coming to learn some new things, and in our package it says that a butterfly is a moth that goes through a life cycle. As you read this, you probably can't get through it all today, but you're going to learn as being children, as being adults, as being in the youth. You're going to go through a lot of different cycles in your life, starting from when you first were born in your mother's womb. And the thing that we love, that we go by the Bible. Do we all know the Bible? Anybody knows the Bible, right? This is a Christian school. We all should read the Bible, right? Okay? So therefore, before you were created, God already knew who you were going to be, because we were made in his own image. The way that your hands are, the way that your face is, the way that your nose is, the way that you talk, the way that you walk, you were already created in God's mind of what he wanted you to be. Don't you feel pretty special to know that God loved you that much, that one day he decided, I'm going to make this gentleman who wants to be a musician. I'm going to create this young lady who wants to be a singer. So that means God created your beautiful voice, so therefore you can create and sing to the world and to the nation. So he thought that much of you. Don't you think that's you're pretty special, right? And this butterfly, she wants to be a butterfly so she can spread her wings across the world to people. You never know. She's probably, as a young girl, this is how the stages of being a butterfly works. Okay. Being a butterfly is a lot of work. In order to come out of that cocoon, you have to push, you have to press, you're probably in a dark place sometimes and it don't feel good. So as a butterfly, as a moth, you're going to experience different things growing up in life. As a kid, there was some times I can even relate to myself. I wasn't always happy. And people always paint butterflies like, oh, they're so beautiful, they're going to fly, they're so pretty. But there was a season in the butterfly's life where they were ugly. They were uncomfortable. It was dark. They felt lonely. It was nobody in that cocoon but that moth at that time, right? What do we say what a moth does? What does a moth do? All right. So in the beginning stages as kids, there are going to be times where you might feel lonely. You might not feel loved. You may not understand certain things. You may not understand your mother. You may not understand your father. You may not understand your teachers. But it's a part of being in that transition and becoming a beautiful butterfly in your future. Can we say our future? Okay, so now looking at the stages of becoming a butterfly, it says here, if you look at the picture on the first page, here at the bottom, that's actually how a moth starts off, as an egg. As we all know, as people and human beings, we all start off as eggs. We come from our mother. We come up from our father. So therefore, this little egg here on this leaf could have been you. So you were once the egg before you were developed into the child that you are today. So
they started out because sometimes they got hurt, it got in their mind, and they couldn't deal with it. Anybody ever seen someone on drugs before? I know y'all little, but it's okay. 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 You don't have to call names. Hold it. Okay. Okay. Put your hand down. Hand down. Hand down. Hand down.
The TV cannot do drugs.
When you see a person on drugs, how do they look?
Messed up.
They look messed up. Y'all two in the front, two like crew. When you see a person on drugs, how do they look? They look happy? They look excited? They look fun? They look a mess? Are they all dressed up with a suit and a tie? I'm on drugs today. That's how they look? No. They look like they're having a hard time. A lot of times they're not clean. They're walking real fast. They look scary. Are they not scary? Yep. They're shaking, they're moving, they're always begging you for money. You're like, hey, I'm like 5, I got no money.
At McDonald's, they beg for money.
Yes, at McDonald's, they beg for money. So sometimes when people cannot get it out of their mind, they try to get rid of it, so they use drugs. There are some times that people come to my clinic, it doesn't mean that you use drugs, it means that you're stupid. That's not true. What happens in drugs, you make a choice. I can't take what's in my mind, so I want to use the drug to get rid of it. So I see people that are millionaires. I see people that are very influential. They are doctors, they are lawyers. And once they start to use the drugs, they forget all about everything. So drugs ruin your life. So we don't want you to use drugs. I prefer that if something is happening in your mind, put your hand up. If something's happening in your mind, I prefer that you deal with it. Y'all listening to our group? Listen to me. Okay, look at me. Let's talk about another thing that's happening a lot. Let's talk about bullying. Ooh. You don't need to raise your hand. We're just talking about it. Okay. Bullying is when someone is hitting you, taking things from you, or doing things to you you don't want. How many of you know bullies in your school? Well, there's one in every school. Has anybody ever been bullied before? Anybody try to take something from you you don't want them to take it? Tell me who? Who?
Rice.
Not in here. Not in here. At school. Is anybody at school ever try to take something from you or try to pick a fight with you?
They be taking my pencils.
They took your pencils? Okay. And what do you do about that? Okay. You tell somebody they took your pencils.
Tell my
Tell you, if anybody bullies you, hurts you, or tries to get you to do something you don't want, you need to tell. You put your hands down. The other thing I want to talk to you about, turn around. My man, I'm waiting for you. Stay focused, okay? The other thing I want you to talk about is if someone touches you, you don't want them to touch you.
It has feelings.
Yeah, it has feelings. Yes, it does. People don't believe that, but I believe it has feelings. Yes? Yes.
It's something that it's an organ.
It's an organ. That's good.
It's an organ that pumps blood throughout the body.
That's correct.
And oxygen.
And oxygen.
And it also connects with your lungs.
Yes, it does.
It pumps blood into your lungs.
Yes, it does. You gonna say something? Oh, he took the answer.
Yeah.
Oh, he was real deep just then. So the heart pumps blood, oxygen everywhere around your body. So if your heart stops, what stops?
Your
heart. If your heart stops, what happens to you?
Your whole body shuts down.
Your whole body shuts down. Right?
My grandma passed away.
She did? Okay. Did her heart stop? That's why. What are some reasons that your heart stops? What are some reasons you think? Yes, tell me.
A blood clot.
A blood clot. Tell me. Give me any reason. Tell me.
Not enough oxygen.
Not enough oxygen. Come on, let me answer this. Come on, tell me.
Because it's not the right amount of blood.
It's not a right amount of blood that's going?
It's not a right amount of blood. Amount of pressure.
Around the pressure. That's true. Tell me. Why does your heart stop? Or reasons it can stop?
When you breathe too hard.
When you're breathing too hard, going too fast. Okay.
Gunshots?
Gunshot. That's a big one. Yes. Come on, give me the reasons. That's a lot of them. Tell me. When you get stabbed. When you're too hot, that is true. Yes. Why does your heart stop?
If you pass out.
When you're running too fast. When you run fast, what do you feel it at? You like, right?
And you can feel it on your kidneys.
Yes, yes. Tell me, why does your heart stop? If you're really cold, yes.
You can pass out.
When you pass out, yes.
When you have a heart attack.
Okay, when you have a heart attack. All right. So listen to me. Hands down for a minute. 1 minute. We got a lot of questions. Trust me. So if your heart is an organ that pumps blood, that has oxygen, that gets your whole body going, what happens when you take an infection to the heart? That means it's going to affect at what? Everything. Now, we talked about what the heart does. So let's talk about if somebody hurts your feelings. If somebody calls you stupid, where you feel it at first? Heart. And if they call you stupid and you start to think about it, and before you know it, you start to what? What happens?
Cry.
You start to cry. And then when you cry, you feel what? Sad. Sad. The next time you see that person, you're like, mad. You're mad. Every time you cry, every time you get mad, your heart rate goes up. You ever see a person mad all the time? All the time? If they do that all the time too much, their heart, later on, they don't get old enough and their heart can stop. Okay, so I tell people they have to make sure they guard their heart. So if someone says something bad to you or hurts your feelings, you have to now think in your mind something different. So if someone calls you stupid, you say, no, I'm what? Smart. I'm smart. If someone calls you ugly, you say, no, I'm smart. If someone calls you ugly, you're beautiful, you're cute, you're handsome, I'm fine, whatever. So what this model is about, two things. It's about people saying something to you or doing something to you that affects your heart. Once something affects your heart, it goes to your mind. Most people, when they're very upset, you get a what? You cry too much, you get a what? Headache. Headache. You know why you get a headache? It's too much pressure, you can't take it. Yes. So what you need to do is stop the thing that stops the headache. Okay?
You lay down.
You lay down. What else you do when you have a headache? Go to sleep.
Ooh,
yes.
Tylenol.
Tylenol, yes. Yes.
Go to bed.
Yeah, go to bed.
Drink water.
Drink water.
Take pills.
Take pills. Drink milk. Whatever you do.
Eat ice.
Ice.
Girls go.
Once you put the ice and you do all that stuff and you drink water, you go back the next day, they call you stupid again. What do you do?
That's not funny.
What do you do? You have to learn.
Fight back for yourself.
Don't fight. Fighting not going to work. You have to learn to do things that control your heart so you have a better heart. My friend on Facebook, he's about 32 years old, got a heart attack. How? So many reasons. Something happened that his heart stopped beating when it shouldn't have. So, we have to prevent heart attacks and we have to prevent pain attacks. Anything that causes you pain, we don't want to do that. But we have to do something about it. So if somebody hurts you physically or by a word, there's something you need to do. Okay? So that's the first thing you have to learn is about the heart. Now, there are some people who never say anything about their heart. They just walk around being mad and angry. Those kind of people are the ones that we say that shoot people later. They're so angry, they don't know how to deal with it, so they shoot you. Or they stab you. Or they rob you. Or they do whatever. Because they haven't learned how to deal with a hit to their heart. It gets in their mind, I'm going to get you back, I'm going to get you back, I'm going to get you back. Most of the time you get into a fight, what do you fight for? What you fighting for?
Freedom. Nothing.
That could be a reason. But what's the reason you fight?
For your stuff back.
To what?
For your stuff.
Somebody said something. What else? For revenge. What's the reason we fight? I said we.
For your stuff back.
You want your stuff back. What you fighting for?
I'll fight for my Xbox.
When somebody take your toys, you fight. What's the reason you fight?
If you're mad.
If you're mad, yes. What I say happened to your heart when you're mad? It's beating fast. Remember, you can just talk.
You can't fight because you want. Because you think that's the only way that you're going to be able to solve what you want.
Because you think that's the problem solver.
That's the only way.
Once you finish fighting, are you still mad at the person?
No.
Are they still not your friend?
Yeah.
They're not your friend. They're not. A fight does not solve anything other than you just got fighting, you just got mad, whatever. How many people gonna fight? Everybody for the rest of your life?
No.
You have to learn to deal with the problem. If not, you're gonna be fighting all the time, all the way to jail. Have a seat. Don't go in his ear. Sit back. So we have to learn better tools. For the people who do not deal with their hurt, it gets in their mind and they never get rid of it. I am what you call a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Does anybody know what that is?
No.
I'm the one that deals with people who have mental disorders. It means they can't control things in their mind. Okay? Put your hand down for a minute. Psychiatric nurse practitioners are the ones who deal with people who have depression, means your mood is bad. I deal with the people who kill people. I deal with the people who are suicidal, meaning that they can't stop trying to kill themselves. And I deal with people who hear voices in their head that you don't hear. You ever seen anybody walking down the street, they just talk.
Yeah.
Yes, those are people who hear voices in their head. Those are what we call a mental illness. Most of the people with mental illness started out because sometimes they got hurt, it got in their mind, and they couldn't deal with it. Anybody ever seen someone on drugs before? I know y'all little, but it's okay. 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 You don't have to call names. Hold it. Okay. Okay. Put your hand down. Hand down. Hand down. Hand down.
The TV cannot do drugs.
When you see a person on drugs, how do they look?
Messed up.
They look messed up. Y'all two in the front, two like crew. When you see a person on drugs, how do they look? They look happy? They look excited? They look fun? They look a mess? Are they all dressed up with a suit and a tie? I'm on drugs today. That's how they look? No. They look like they're having a hard time. A lot of times they're not clean. They're walking real fast. They look scary. Are they not scary? Yep. They're shaking, they're moving, they're always begging you for money. You're like, hey, I'm like 5, I ain't got no money.
At McDonald's, they beg for money.
Yes, at McDonald's, they beg for money. So sometimes when people cannot get it out of their mind, they try to get rid of it, so they use drugs. There are some times that people come to my clinic, it doesn't mean that you use drugs, it means that you're stupid. That's not true. What happens in drugs, you make a choice. I can't take what's in my mind, so I want to use the drug to get rid of it. So I see people that are millionaires, I see people that are very influential, they are doctors, they are lawyers, and once they start to use the drugs, they forget all about everything. So drugs ruin your life, so we don't want you to use drugs. I prefer that if something is happening in your mind, put your hand up. If something's happening in your mind, I prefer that you deal with it. Y'all listening to our group? Listen to me. Okay, look at me. Let's talk about another thing that's happening a lot. Let's talk about bullying. Ooh. You don't need to raise your hand, we're just talking about it. Put your hand up. Bullying is when someone is hitting you, taking things from you, or doing things to you you don't want. How many of you know bullies in your school? Well, there's one in every school. Has anybody ever been bullied before? Anybody try to take something from you you don't want them to take it? Tell me who? Who?
Rice.
Not in here, at school. Is anybody at school ever try to take something from you or try to pick a fight with you?
They be taking my pencils.
They took your pencils? Okay. And what do you do about that? Okay. You tell somebody they took your pencils.
Tell
Tell you, if anybody bullies you, hurts you, or tries to get you to do something you don't want, you need to tell. You put your hands down. The other thing I want to talk to you about, turn around. My man, I'm waiting for you. Stay focused, okay? The other thing I want you to talk about is if someone touches you, you don't want them to touch you.